Welcome back to Golfing Curious, and today's all about putting stroke tips. If you're looking to dominate the greens and level up your game, this is the right place, whether you're a seasoned pro, an average golfer, or just starting out. So what is a putting stroke? A putting stroke is basically defined as when we take the putter back away from the ball, so the backstroke, down into impact and the forward swing. When it comes to the actual putting stroke itself, there's two different types of method. Number one is the straight back, straight through, and number two is the arc style method. Both have had success on tour and many have won tournaments. The best way to help you choose which style of putter you have is basically to set up a camera behind, record your stroke from down the line and see whether your putter moves straight back and straight through along the target line or whether it moves on an arc. When it comes to the arc, there's two different arcs. We have a slight arc where the putter moves just inside the ball to target line on both sides of the ball, or a severe arc where it moves a little bit more inside on both sides of that arc. Depending on which method you are and which style of arc you are, you might require a different putter with a different hosel to help you start the ball on line and hit better putts. So it's really important in putting that we don't just stand there and try and aimlessly hit putts. It's really important that we have good posture and a good body position. Firstly, I'm going to make sure that that putter face is pointing down at my target. From here, I'm going to open up my feet so they're just over shoulder width apart, giving me good balance with the ball placed in the middle of my stance. I'm going to allow my arms to just fall naturally from the shoulders, gripping that putter. And the top tip here is to make sure that my eyes are directly over the top of that ball as I make the stroke. Once we've adopted the correct setup, it's important that we're using the right tool to help us hold more putts. When it comes to putters, there's two different types of head. We've traditionally got blade style heads and we've got mallet style heads. There's a clear difference in these in both the appearance of them, but also in the performance. When it comes to blades, we might like the look of the traditional style, but unfortunately they're not very forgiving. So if technique's something you struggle with, maybe sticking to something that's more of a mallet shape, where the mass is spread a little bit further away, the MOI is higher, and it's really going to help you with those off-centered hits. That's really going to help you start the ball on line and hold more putts. Once we've chosen the type of putter that we're going to use, the next thing that's really important is how we're going to hold it. So the putter grip is really important. It's going to be very unique to whatever you choose and what feels best for you and what you're going to be able to maintain the control with through the stroke. But essentially there's 3 or 4 main ways that you're going to be able to hold the putter. The first is the traditional grip, which is going to be very similar to how you hold every other club in the bag. We're going to go left hand on top, pointing with the thumb down the grip. Bring the right hand in, not overlapping, not interlocking, with again the thumb pointing down the grip. From here, it's going to feel very similar to your other clubs, and it's going to help you feel very comfortable over that putt. The next method that we would do is called the reverse overlap. So similarly to the traditional grip, we're going to have the left hand at the top, thumb pointing down, and we're just going to allow the index finger to come to the side. From here, we're going to bring the right hand underneath and then allow that index finger to sit on the edge of my right hand. This is going to allow the hands to feel a little bit more joined and give us a little bit more feedback to provide more feel through the stroke. The next one that we're going to do is going to be the claw grip. So again, the left hand is going to go on top with the thumb pointing down. The right hand's going to turn over. We're going to have 3 fingers on top with the thumb underneath, and again, like you can see there, that's going to place a bit more of a claw style method. This is great for the person who gets a little bit aggressive with their dominant hand through the stroke, as it helps take that out of play. And the final way I'm going to show you is the left below right. So in this instance, we bring the right hand on top with the thumb pointing down, bring the left hand in underneath, and again, this is another great way if you struggle with being a little bit aggressive with that dominant hand. It'll help take that out of the equation. The next step in the putting process is to find your target line. It's really important in this instance we start to become a bit more of a detective. We've got to work our way around the putt, we've got to keep moving, we've got to figure out what the break is in this putt. Is the putt uphill? Is it downhill? Does it break right to left or does it break left to right? So I'm going to have a little wander around. I'm going to go to the side of the putt, and in this instance I can see the putt's pretty flat and then tails off a little bit downhill towards the end. I'm going to come round to the back of the green. From here I can see that that putt starts to break from high to low, which means I'm going to have to try and find the apex point of the putt. Now the apex is the point where the ball really starts to turn towards the hole, and in this instance I'm going to have to aim around about 3 or 4 cups out to the right hand side to allow that ball to fall to the left. I'm going to come down, I'm going to make sure that my ball's lined up with that point. And then from here, the next point is really important to control the tempo of the stroke. So part of my pre-shot routine and helping me control the tempo of that stroke is going to have some practice swings where I look at the hole and I'm almost going to count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's really going to help me control the tempo of the stroke. Lastly, I come in, I line the putter up, I build that posture and that body position, and then we have a go. And lastly, mindset is very important when it comes to putting. We've got to believe in ourselves. We've got to believe we're a good putter, and we've got to believe that we're going to start holing more putts. That being said, we have to put the practice in, and there's no shame in using drills and training aids to improve your performance, build competence, and that in turn is going to build confidence and make you believing that you're a really good putter. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video.